Yamal on the right, Rafinha on the left, and João Pedro as the striker. Oh my days! Yo, it's getting serious, ladies and gentlemen. Day by day, the links are getting stronger. As you guys can see, João Pedro is becoming the #1 striker goal for Barcelona this summer, especially for Deco. They have spoken with his camp and have received some openness over a move to the Catalan club. Let's be honest, no one wants to stay at club Chelsea, bro. No one wants to stay at Chelsea. Their only hope to make European competitions this season is if they win against Manchester City FA Cup final, and that's the way they can make Europa League. I don't think with the form they are on at the moment that they will be making the Europa League or the Champions League based on the table alone. So they have to win against City. Who wants to stay there? Let's be honest, who wants to stay there? And add that to the fact that Julian Alvarez is no longer, I think he's out of the reach for Barcelona because PSG has entered the race. And if PSG has entered the race, bro, they are the only one that can pay 100 plus million for Julian Alvarez. Barcelona ain't gonna pay for him. And by the way, it was only Laporta, let's be honest, who was pushing for Julian Alvarez. I don't think Deco was really high on him, but it seems like Deco is more high on João Pedro, and I like it. And Deco also said, it was also reported that Deco would like to begin the talk for João Pedro before the World Cup starts. So they wants to get this, as early as possible. And I like this, man. And I like this. As you guys can read, João Pedro agent will also attend the FA Cup final tomorrow alongside Deco and other representatives from Barca. The Brazilians in entourage is set to contact Deco soon to understand Barca's concrete interest in the player. And by the way, Deco is going to be, as you guys can read, Deco traveled to London today to meet João Pedro's agent. So, first of all, he's already in London by now, and he's going to watch the game tomorrow between City and Chelsea FA Cup final. And it's reported after the game that he will be potentially meeting João Pedro face to face. It's getting interesting. It's getting absolutely interesting. I don't think, besides maybe Bastoni, Deco has, traveled, to just make the move. So this is legit. He's meeting the agent. He's going to be watching the game. Yo, Barcelona is basically saying, yo, we want you. Now it's up to you. You have to just force the move. And add that to the fact that he just signed for Chelsea last year. He just signed for them for 60 million, and he's their best attacker. Easily, by far. And I don't know if Chelsea are going to, up the price heavily for him. But it ain't going to be an easy signing. I'll be honest, it ain't going to be an easy signing because this is only his first season at Chelsea, and Chelsea wants to keep him because no one wants to have only attack of Garnacho, Pedro Neto, Gittins, and Delap. Come on, bro. He is easily the best striker. And for them, for Chelsea to let him go, I think they're gonna, ask for a lot. They're going to be asking for a lot of money. You know what I mean? As you guys can see, Deco will use FA Cup final to closely scout João Pedro in action. And by the way, the reason as to why I believe he will fit Barcelona is, as well is because, first of all, he has everything Julian Alvarez had, playmaking. I think Julian Alvarez has his ball striking, and set pieces and everything clears, João Pedro. I think his ball striking is fantastic. Even though João Pedro, he's underrated ball striker, we saw that goal against Napoli this season in the Champions League. But however, he can drop deep, link up. He's very tall and he's very strong, especially in the air as well. His box presence, fantastic. So he could do a lot of, off the ball stuff. He can almost operate as a false nine, the way he drops deep, linking up, technical ability, holding up the defenders, in order to Rafinha, Lamine Yamal to make the runs behind the defenders. And also, he could just stand inside the box as well. On top of that, I've seen a lot of times where this guy, operates as an only box striker, and he's fantastic, bro. I was watching the Nottingham Forest game where they lost 3-1 at home. He had a goal cancelled with the merest of margin of sides. And also, he's got a banger at the end, and he all made that by himself. His box presses, chest, and then absolute bicycle kick. He could easily improve our attack. So, I'm 100% in for this signing. but we'll have to wait and see for how much Chelsea will be demanding for him because I don't know. I think, as you guys can read, João Pedro is not for sale this summer and is considered among Chelsea's untouchable. Exactly. So it makes sense. It makes absolutely sense for Chelsea to just to not even think about selling him. But at the same time, bro, it's Barcelona. you know, when Barcelona comes knocking, it's a different kind of knock. Unless you're Nico Williams, So Barcelona have to push for it, and I think since it's Brazilian, bro, Brazilian love. One thing about Brazilians, bro, they love Barcelona. And Barcelona have a huge, history of Brazilian and connection. Rivaldo, Romario, Ronaldinho, Neymar. The list goes on. The list goes on. So I think he's gonna be. He wants to have make a name for himself. Another Brazilian who played for Barcelona. But guys, let me know what you guys think about João Pedro potentially signing Barcelona. I really want him. I really, really want him. And he's not like wow, like the name wise. He's not like the biggest star Barcelona could get. But at the same time, he's a very, very smart signing if Barcelona managed to get him. To score a 15 Premier League goals without a penalty in that attack for Chelsea is kind of crazy. And add that to the fact that he will be playing under Hansi Flick. Trust me, he will double those goals. He will score the 30 goals. All comes easily. Under Hansi Flick, everyone will score goals. Marcus Rashford has 28 GAs under, Hansi Flick. He's changing people's lives. He changed Rafinha's life as well. Lamine Yamal absolutely upped his numbers this season as well. Bro, João Pedro will be fantastic for us. I personally don't understand why Victor Osimhen is not also in the air by Barcelona. It seems like Barcelona's approach for the strikers are you have to be good on the ball as well. You have to be some kind of a techie footballer. That's the vibe that I got from Barcelona because Julian Alvarez is that kind of attacker as well. João Pedro is that kind of attacker as well. And those are the only strikers so far Barcelona have made the number one priority. Because Julian Alvarez, right before like last week, where PSG kind of, entered the race for him, he was the number one signing Barcelona wanted this summer. But João Pedro has now became the number one striker option for Barcelona. So it seems like Barcelona wants to have, a striker that has more in his game. Not like Muricis and Solo. Those are the like last options for Barcelona. And I think Victor Osimhen also falls into that. Despite him being better than the rest, I think obviously his link-up play, hold the play is fantastic. His box presses is one of the best in the game as well. His pressing is the best pressing striker, I think, in the world. Him and Julian Alvarez. So I really don't understand why Victor Osimhen is not in the mix as well. But let's see. I think the transfer window is like the season is still going. It's still May. So it's gonna be a long, long, long summer, especially after the World Cup, because there could be a striker, have a breakout, World Cup this year. So you never know. We could be linked with a lot of, new players after the World Cup. So we will never know. But at the moment, I'm in 100% for João Pedro. Guys, let me know if you guys want João Pedro at Barcelona or not, and give me your reasoning. Vamos.